year, Everton chairman and acclaimed West End theatre and film producer Bill Kenwright has died, age of 78. He'd been on the board at Everton since 1989, taking over as chairman at Goodison in 2004. He was also one of the UK's most successful theatre producers and played Gordon Clegg, of course, in Corrie between 1968 and 2012. Everton said it was in mourning following the death of the club's longest-serving chairman for more than 100 years. They said the club has lost a chairman, a leader, a friend and an inspiration. Join us now for more on this, former Merseyside reporter for the Mail, Dominic King. Dom, a very good morning, Dom.
Morning, Dom. How are you, mate?
I'm very well. Good morning, gents. How are you?
Dom, very sad, very sad. Look, we knew that Mr. Kenwright wasn't well, and I'd heard the diagnosis a while ago. I thought, oh, God bless us. I couldn't. It was horrible, and then the news comes through, and you think, well, the only thing I can take from it is his family have said, look, he died peacefully with friends and loved ones around him, but he'd done so much for music, the musicals, and done so much for Everton.
Yeah, he had. I mean, if you just look at the weight of the tributes, the amount of dedications that have come to him from players who've played for the club in the last ever since he's been chairman, and probably going back further, he had Everton was his life. I think that's the best way I can say it. Every minute of every day was spent thinking about Everton. Sometimes to the cost of other things. You know, I remember, things that he'd tell you about. There'd be West End plays going on, and he'd be wondering about who he could get, who he could make signings on during the transfer window, and how we could get things in to help Everton improve. I genuinely mean that every minute of every waking day is thought about Everton.
It's amazing, Dom, because speaking this morning, Al and I, and you're right, you were listening to TC, Tony Cotty and people like that, and I was telling Big Al, I met Mr. Kenwright a couple of times, an absolute gentleman. I would never claim to know him, but I met him a couple of times. But that said, I speak to, obviously, Moyes, he's a good mate, and Walter, I was really tight with. Both of them, for example, said that he was an absolute gentleman and just 100% Evertonian.
Well, Ali, I first came across Mr. Kenwright in 2005 when I moved to the Liverpool Echo from the Manchester Evening News, and I saw at close hand how him and David worked together. The advice that the way they lent on each other. That's why when I've been on and I've made comparisons with how things are now and how things were then, what I saw, the commitment to try and find players who wanted to play for Everton. Moyes spent the money like it was his own. He felt this sort of huge debt and responsibility for the opportunity they'd been given. He got the job. He drove down to Bill's house one Thursday night for talks. Jenny Seagrove's partner made him egg on toast, and I think within 20 minutes the deal had been done. And Bill had looked at three other candidates. There was three other people he was thinking about, but as soon as he met David, that was the man for him. And together, I know the deals that they did. I remember the night they signed Maro and Fellaini and the lengths they went to make sure that happened. They just wanted Everton to push all the time. They wanted what was best. I mean, I know the way things have happened in the last few years, and the opinions that supporters have had of him and the protests that have gone on. And I dare say people will be listening to this and saying, oh God, what's he saying now? But I can only tell you what I saw with my own eyes, what I know, and the commitment that and the way those two men worked together was, it was amazing to watch, because it was exactly what they instilled beliefs in Everton. They instilled a feeling. David, wouldn't take any messing on the pitch. He wanted to keep Everton so they could punch above the weight. Mm-hmm. Bill wanted to give him the money that he could, to keep progressing, to keep finding ways of going forward. And the idea was to get someone in who could, with the finance, to accelerate things. And unfortunately, it's gone the other way since.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.